Now when it comes to metal, and reviewing metal especially, I'm kind of a newbie. Do people say noob? I would say newbie, and save myself the humiliation. But over the past couple of years, I've tried to be more open to listening to more of it, and you know what? This has led to me overcoming my fear of actually listening to a death metal record. There's just a catharticness, there's an atmosphere you can pull from a death metal record.
There's a certain depth to this death metal, something that rises up within and takes over.
And with technical death metal, which is what we're going to talk about today, you can really find some great musicianship among bands such as insert technical death metal record album artist here, because I'm honestly not that familiar with the genre at all. Am I the most qualified person to review this new Portal album here? Not really. But I listened to it anyways, and I still have something to say about it, because even as someone who is familiarizing themselves with the genre of technical death metal, I still got a hell of a kick out of this new album.
Portal's musicianship is rather bizarre. In fact, some may describe it as all over the show. However, I find this fascinating, especially considering the dizzying, haphazard compositions. And even if you weren't a fan of this, you can't really deny that there is definitely quite the atmosphere to this album. It is smoky, it is dark, it is like a big cloud of menace. And yes, that would be a word for this album, menacing. Absolutely terrifying. The vocals over the top are also like whispered threats of an uncertain fate.
Sometimes, over the course of the album, the sound just may become a bit tiresome, a little homogeneous, if you will. However, and during snippets on this album, that can be the case. Aside from like some dark ambient pieces that open and close up the album, which I thought were great ideas, I thought that was a great way to pace. Even then, there are little details in the music you can latch onto, and perhaps within a single song, you won't really be hearing the same kind of guitar riff for more than maybe like 20 to 30 seconds. That's kind of an estimation, but you get the idea. Things are constantly shifting in the composition. So this album does end up sounding dynamic and varied.
On the track Phreqs, things are sounding like they are dwindling or descending into the underworld, although saying that suggests that we weren't already there. There's also a point in the track Spores where we are hit with harsh noise, just a rusty, disgusting, abrasive noise. The composition may leave some lost at a few points, as if it's hard to feel as if this musical journey, excuse the cheesy cliched phrase, is progressing anywhere new. Mind you, it's constantly exciting and scratching at the inside of your skull. But in terms of where each track is progressing over its runtime, it's hard to always pinpoint where you are. Most of the time, this style of technical death metal really is more of an audible show rather than, kind of an adventure.
But it does make up for this strongly with a fantastically convincing, hellish atmosphere. It's so thick and it's smoky and it's just hard to slice right through. It's like you're actually in a world where everything is just crumbling around you. I'm going to give this album a decent 7 out of 10, and that is that.